Hey guys, welcome back to our vegan kitchen. I've got a very timely and amazing recipe for you today. It's blueberry season, so we're going to be making blueberry buckle.
Ooh.
I've got 6 pints of blueberries in the refrigerator. I got to use some of these up before they go bad, and then I'll be very, very sad. This is a delicious recipe. I love buckles, I love crisps, I love betties, I love crumb cake. This is a nice cake on the bottom with the delicious blueberries in it, and then a little crumbly on the top. Who doesn't love a little crumbly?
I love it.
We can eat this guilt-free because we're going to be using the Monkfruit sugar. You can also do this gluten-free if you use a gluten-free flour substitute. So let's get started. The topping is what we're going to be doing first. So we've got some of the Monkfruit granulated sweetener, some flour, and again you can use gluten-free if you like, some salt, and some cinnamon. I've got my scale here. I'm going to weigh the butter so that I don't have to like guesstimate or like clean the measuring cups or anything, because I'm not all about that life. I hate doing housework. It sucks. So I'm going to put this on my scale. I'm going to tare it out. T-A-R-E. And I've got some earth balance here. I recommend not using a light vegan butter because they make it light just by adding water. So when it melts down in the oven, it's not going to cook right. So you need to use like a full fat vegan butter. So we're going to be doing 2 ounces because it's 1/4 cup. And you want to do it in small pieces because that's going to make making the topping part easier. You know what I should have done first? I made a mistake. I'll tell you about my other mistake in a minute. I should have mixed this so that the cinnamon gets distributed like mostly.
You're silly.
I know, that's stupid, right? You dummy. Alright, so now we're going to put the rest of our butter in. Now that we fixed that, now that we put that fire out. Ooh, can we get it exact? 2.1. That's okay. Little extra butter. Very little extra. Alright, so this is a streusel-y topping, so you're not going to want to like decimate it. You're just going to want to like get the butter into pea-sized pieces.
So you're using the Wolverine technique?
That's correct. Alright, we've done the topping. That's what it should look like. It should have little pieces in there, some big, some not so big. And now we're ready to move on to the cake part. And as always, the ingredient list and the measurements will be in the bottom bar, in the info box. So let's start. This is going to be 2 parts, the dry and the wet. So let's do the wet first, since this should sit a little bit. I actually mixed some non-dairy milk, some lemon juice, and some apple cider vinegar together and let it sit for a couple minutes because this is going to want to be like buttermilk. So you can see it's getting quite thick already. We're also going to add some vanilla to this, vanilla extract. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of that. Thank you. So that's that. That's all of the wet ingredients except for the applesauce. This is in replacement of like oil because we're not all about oil. We don't like too much oil. It's not good for you. It's processed. We want to have as least processed as possible. Alright, so we've got all of our wet ingredients in there now. Finally, we can start the big meeting. Now, the dry ingredients in here, you can see where I messed up with the cinnamon. We've got flour and sugar again, and the sugar is the monk fruit. We've got some Himalayan sea salt. We've got some baking powder and some baking soda, and that is all of the dry ingredients. So we're just going to pre-mix these before we put in our wet ones because the milk has a lot of acid in it because of the apple cider vinegar and the lemon juice, and that's going to activate the baking powder and the baking soda right away. So we don't want to mix this too much or we're going to lose our bubbles. You want to try and preserve as much of the bubbles as possible because that's what's going to make your cake light and fluffy. Now we're going to take our wet and put it in the dry, much like putting the lime in the coconut. and then you mix it all up. Again, if you can like fold it and not mix it too much, because you can see it's starting to bubble up already. And you never want to overmix flour anyway, because that's going to make your cake tough, because the more movement flour gets, it activates the gluten, and the gluten is like rubber bands. It doesn't matter so much if you're using a gluten-free flour replacement, a substitute, because that's not going to get tough like a regular flour would. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We've got our 9-inch, is this 9-inch or 8-inch?
I am not good at that.
I forget, we did it for the recipe thing. It probably says it right on there. It's 10-inch, even
Woo!
better. So this is the first layer. We're going to get our cake mix in there. Cake part. It's not a mix, really. I mean, we mixed it, but...
Batter.
Yeah, cake batter. Our buckle batter. Okay, we want to spread it out evenly. Make sure we cover everything. We got our blueberries!
Yay!
Don't think I didn't wash these, because I totally did. This is 1 pint of blueberries that I've totally washed. And we're just going to sprinkle those on top. Hey, you got to get back in there. Get in the game. You can see the cake is already puffing up. In fact, I'm going to turn on my toaster oven right now to 350. So that it has a couple minutes to heat up before I pop this in there. Now here's the topping. Now same thing, just try and get it on there as evenly as possible. Now the reason why they call this a buckle as opposed to like a Betty or a crumble is that when this cooks, it's gonna crack like a sidewalk. It's gonna like buckle up in an earthquake, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why they call this a buckle. The berries are gonna come through and buckle the topping.
Oh, that's weird. That's gonna be weird.
Why?
I don't know, it freaks me out.
Okay, well, you need some major freak out control.
Yeah.
There we go. Get it all on there. And as soon as that beeps, we're going to pop it in there for about 30 to 40 minutes. Whoa, so this was in the oven for a full 40 minutes at 350.
Smells so good.
It's been cooling and I've been dying because I've been wanting to dive into it.
Buckle up, baby.
Yeah!
Okay, the problem is I just had gum.
Oh.
Ready?
Yep.
Ooh, it smells like beautiful coffee cake.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like a blueberry muffin coffee cake.
Ooh, dang.
What do you think? It's a winner?
Yeah.
With some vanilla ice cream?
Oh my god, yeah. Or like some vegan whipped cream.
Yeah, or maybe a little vanilla yogurt.
Yeah.
Vegan yogurt.
You could do a lot with it.
Or you could just have it like...
Plain?
Yeah. This would probably make really good muffins too. You could definitely do this in like a muffin tin, and then just sprinkle, you know, put the cake in the batter, then put the blueberries over, and then just sprinkle a little of the topping in each cup.
I want to eat more, but I'm waiting for dessert.
Okay. So would you recommend?
No. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. It's great. It's seasonal. The blueberries are now, and this season happens to be like really good because they're super cheap and abundant. So take advantage of the blueberries. They're full of antioxidants. Make this cake. And until next time, much love.